Okay, welcome, folks. Today's learning in honor of Yeshaya ben Chaya for a complete and speedy recovery.
Amen. Thank you, Rabbi.
Hear only good news.
Amen.
So, we're doing the Mimer for Simchas Torah. The Rebbe said in his room after his heart attack. At his heart attack, Shmini Atzeres. Then 2 nights later, he was already speaking. And we're talking about a massive heart attack. Doctor said that, it was huge. And this is the discourse that he said. Loving him in Simchas Torah, to understand the idea of Simchas Torah. That we take a Torah scroll that's closed rather than learning from it, which Torah speaks about the nation of Israel, that were wise and knowing and understanding people. Chachma and Bina, that's yet we don't dance as a result of our knowledge, with a closed Sefer Torah. Um, and therefore, the joy is by every single Jew, those who are very simple and unlearned in Torah. So, this is expressed by the fact that what we're celebrating with is a Torah scroll. Excuse me. As opposed to, like, dancing with this book, Torah Shabbal Pad. It's the written rather than the oral tradition, the oral teachings, which the distinction is that when you study the oral tradition, you have to have an understanding of it in order to fulfill the mitzvah of study of Torah, as opposed to the written word. Even if you don't understand what you're saying, you still attach yourself with Hashem. So when you have an aliyah to the Torah, for example, and the reader is reading for the Torah, you understand, you're still bound up with Hashem in the mitzvah. Also, so the exactness of why is this holiday celebrated now as opposed to Shavuos time when the Torah was given. So the explanation that we started with, Medrash says, based on teachings of the Medrash, the Medrash says that, it'd be fitting that this holiday should be 50 days after Sukkot. Just as Pesach comes and 50 days later you have Shavuos, right? This is celebrating the Torah just as Shavuos, excuse me, celebrates the giving of the Torah. So here, also celebrating Torah should be 50 days after Sukkot. And what is this metaphorically, comparable to? A king that has his daughters, many daughters, and they're married and living some close and some far, and they come, or to greet the king. So while they're there, you know what? Since some of you live close, some of you live far, come and celebrate with me another day, meaning Simchas Torah. So, right, and oh, excuse me. So, so the day that the daughters came to visit their father, right, is Yom Kippur, right, in the metaphor. So therefore the king says, well, you're here already, and since some of you are close and some of you are far, you know what? Come, let's all make a holiday together, right, to celebrate. And that's Simchas Torah. Uh, even though it would be fitting a parallel to Pesach is coming out of the winter, going to the summer, 50 days later for Shavuos. And here if you're coming from the summer to go into the winter, so the 50 days would be appropriate. But since we came anyways, right, the daughters of Jerusalem, the daughters of Zion, which is a metaphor for the souls of the Jewish people. So since we came anyways for Yom Kippur, so let's make it now, because since some of you live close, some of you live far. So we're going to make it now. That's why Simchas Torah is celebrated now, not 50 days later. Right? Or right, this is the Medrash. This is what the Medrash says. And it's similar to Yom Kippur, just like, Yom Kippur is one time a year. There's one unique day. So I guess Simchat Torah is also that one unique day. And since you're here already, so we're going to make it now. So we'll understand this concept, right? Further, by understanding it based on a previous discourse that the Rebbe said. Okay, so we'll understand. All of the holidays of this month, the seventh month of Tishrei, are a concept of oneness. Rosh Hashanah, The mitzvah of the day, our sages say, is in the shofar. No, oneness is right there, a one. I don't know if it's oneness or one. So the mitzvah of the day is shofar. I think, yeah, what he's bringing out here is that each holiday has its one unique mitzvah. The one unique mitzvah is shofar on Rosh Hashanah. And as the Rambam writes, that this is a decree of the word. There's something beyond reason, understanding, even though the shofar does hint to very lofty levels of tshuva, of penitence. Right. Nonetheless, it's primarily a decree of Hashem beyond reason. Same thing as Yom Kippur. It's also the idea of one and unique. And it's one in all three aspects of creation, which is world, Olam Shana Nefesh, world, um, space, time, and soul. That it's the one time that the service is done in space in the Holy of Holies, one time a year. It is also one in time, right? That it's only that day. The divine service is unique for that day. And it's also oneness in soul, that it's unique that the Kohen Gadol, the high priest, he is as a representative of the entire Jewish people, and he is separated to do the holy, to go into the Holy of Holies and to do the service that is holy. So that's in soul, the oneness, or the one uniqueness, rather. Likewise, Sukkot, that the Sukkah also brings out the oneness, as the sukkah is something that's fitting that every single Jew should be able to sit and dwell under one sukkah roof, potentially. And likewise, the four kinds that we take, that its idea is to draw from the encompassing light of God and bring it internalized. That here, that all of the four kinds, right, is, in it you can recognize the idea of unity, especially the esrog, that the oneness is more emphasized. As the Torah calls it, a pre-Eitz Hadar, a fruit of the tree that is It dwells from year to year. In other words, it's able to withstand all of the four different uh, seasons and extreme, temperature throughout the year. And not only does it withstand it, but it actually grows from it. And that oneness is then drawn into the other three types of that we take on this day. And of course, when you make the blessing over the four kinds, we have to bring them together, bind them together, again showing unique oneness. Which the four species hint to the four different types of people. And we have to make them into one bound unit in order to fulfill the will of Hashem. Okay. All right, folks. Well, I'm going to see everybody by time. It's Hoshana Rabbah. So it's a longer service, prayer service. So God willing.
Will there be TLC today?
No, it's Erev Yom Tov. No, it's Yom Tov tonight.
Okay.
It's Shmini Atzeres.